What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, I'm here at Pierce Brothers in Los Angeles, California still, and I just stumbled upon something that I just remembered. The funeral of Marilyn Monroe. Now, when Marilyn Monroe died, she died alone, and the police and everybody didn't really know who to call, as I guess at the time she didn't have any family to call, or no family that they knew of. So the police ended up calling Marilyn Monroe's ex-husband, Joe DiMaggio, and he actually orchestrated the funeral. And from what I understand, there was only like a small handful of people allowed to go to the funeral. And it was at, the Pierce Brothers Chapel right over here across the way. So we're gonna go over there in a minute and check it out. And I'm gonna put up a few pictures of what it looked like back in those days, and then what it looks like today. And I guess towards the end of her life, her and Joe DiMaggio were starting to spend some time together again, and I guess possibly trying to reconcile their differences. So Joe was crushed beyond measure, and the studio executives, I guess, that she worked for tried to convince DiMaggio that they and their people should be at the funeral, which only 25 people, from what I read, were allowed to be there. And his reply to them, tell them Joe DiMaggio said if it wasn't for them, she'd still be here. And he's quoted as saying that. And I've also read that for 2 decades, Joe DiMaggio had flowers delivered to Marilyn's grave. And that is devotion and dedication for sure. So he was obviously still very much in love with her. The guy had flowers delivered here every week for like 20 years. So we're gonna walk over is where the chapel is, where her funeral took place. I heard it was a media circus. I heard, you know, when they had her here and they were preparing her and everything for her funeral, there were like different photographers, I guess media outlets, trying to get a picture of her in her casket and everything. And they had all, like, I guess everything closed up so you couldn't see nothing. But I heard it was crazy when her funeral happened. Now we're gonna walk over there and go up to the chapel. It looks a little different nowadays than it did. It's still the same kind of steeple shape, but it's a little different than what it was back in the 60s. But definitely something to go look at. I know there's people around visiting graves, so I'm trying to keep away from everybody, so I'm not disturbing anybody. But we're gonna go over there and I'll throw up some pictures, you know, before and after how it looks today. Well, I'll show you how it looks today. There'll be no pictures, but I'll throw up pictures that show the before and then what it looks like all these years later. You go through the little garden in here with all the cremations. Oh yeah. Down this little path here. And straight down this walkway. That's the chapel. Now the inside and outside look a little different, of course, but from what I've read, this is the chapel. Well, they say you never know unless you ask. So I went into the office to ask if I can go into the chapel, and they basically told me no. But they did confirm for sure that, yeah, this is the chapel that we knew already. But they told me I could take a picture of it or look at it from the outside. But it's all good. It's obviously been refurbished and everything, as you could see. But this is the chapel that held Marilyn Monroe during her service. It's a piece of history, this building right here. One of the most iconic actresses of all time. And the funeral was held right in here. I mean, the door's kind of unlocked, I think, still, but I'm not going to open it up and go in there because I'm sure they got cameras. But that is it. Well, that was it. That was the funeral chapel. Entry denied. People always tell me, Tony, you'll never know unless you ask. Well, I asked and I was turned down flat. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon. Therefore, you'll be notified of all of my future uploads, guys. I'm still here for a couple more days. These videos are kind of hard to film, and you know, with this cemetery being busy today too, with the services and everything, I lost a lot of time, but I'm gonna stick around and film some more stuff. And I'll talk to you later.